आपको टाइम लगेगा?
नो देखिए आप।
नो।
हाँ, तो आप शुरू कर सकते हैं।
I am Tejaram Nitharwal from Rajasthan.
तेजाराम जी आपका डॉक्यूमेंट दिख नहीं रहा है।
Research scholar. My topic is impact assessment of.
तेजाराम जी शेयर स्क्रीन कीजिए, शेयर स्क्रीन कीजिएगा। आपका प्रेजेंटेशन दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है।
जी मैम। जी मैम। एक मिनट।
हाँ, टेक योर टाइम।
भाई तेजाराम जी क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रही है?
सर आई थिंक
हाँ जी सर।
स्टार्ट करिए प्लीज।
जी।
sir I think we can call the next presenter. Till then Tejaram ji will be able to resolve his issue.
यस।
उर्मी, श्वेता
Okay,
is here.
जी ma'am. So I'll call Dr. Shweta Rani and Rajesh Kumar Abhay. They'll be presenting on correlates between regional disparities, agricultural development and rural sustainability in Siddharth Nagar district, Uttar Pradesh. Dr. Shweta Rani ma'am, I request you to present your work.
Fine, I'll begin. Dr. Tejaram has started sharing his screen.
Okay.
Now Tejaram ji is presenting.
Shweta ma'am, you can go on. Tejaram ji का हम next ले लेंगे sir.
अच्छा ठीक है, I'll begin then.
जी ma'am.
So very good morning to one and all. Chair Professor S.C. Kalwar, Co-Chair Dr. Sandhya Pathania, and other dignitaries and resource persons. This is actually a joint research work by myself, Dr. Shweta Rani, and Dr. Rajesh Kumar Abhay. And both of us are working as assistant professor in the Department of Geography, Dayal Sikh College, University of Delhi. So the title of our presentation goes, please give me some time, I'll just share the screen. And once visible, do let me know. Is the screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay, fine. So the title of our presentation goes, it's correlates between regional disparities, agricultural development and rural sustainability in Siddharth Nagar district, Uttar Pradesh. So let us first of all move ahead with the basic introduction of the study. Agriculture, as we all know, is the largest economic activity performed in the world, and it is also one of the most important sector for economic development. And development of agricultural activities, it plays a significant role for rural areas as it helps in improving the economic condition and the purchasing power livelihood of farmers and ensuring their sustainability. Agriculture development and rural sustainability, that is the two most important core areas of the study, are very uniquely and very perfectly correlated. Rural sustainability, as we all know, it depends upon agricultural development, which is not only land degradation is checked, as the village's economy is totally dependent on this particular resource. Now, being the significant sector of Indian economy, as well as in the state of Uttar Pradesh, its development has always remained a challenge for the policymakers since independence in India. Now, coming to the main aspect of this research, regional disparities, which we are going to focus, it is actually the product of unequal development. I'll change this. I'm getting some problem here. Regional disparities are the product of unequal developmental process in a region, and it depends upon various factors that we will discuss later in this part. And over the time period, these regional disparities, they actually widen, and a need is felt to redesign policies for the future socio-economic development. So the study area that we have chosen, it is actually Siddharth Nagar district, which is the smallest district in the state of Uttar Pradesh. And it has more than 93% of rural population, which is mainly engaged in primary activities. And therefore, its entire economic development revolves around the development of agricultural sector. So therefore, based on this scenario, the present study looks into this challenge in detail and is concerned with the analysis of intra-district disparities. That means within the district of Siddharth Nagar, we are going to assess the intra-district disparities in agricultural development, which is actually going to ensure the sustainability of the rural areas with the help of certain well-defined and chosen selected indicators. So the basic objective of the study is to aim is to correlate between regional disparities, agricultural development, and rural sustainability, and the perfect relation between them in the Siddharth Nagar. Now the study area, let us have a brief look over the study area. This is a map of India. From there, we have extracted Uttar Pradesh. And in Uttar Pradesh, this is the district of Siddharth Nagar, which is the smallest district, and it has mostly agrarian economy. It shares its international border with Nepal. This, I think I should skip this since we have very less time. I would like to focus that inside the Siddharth Nagar district, we have 14 Vikas Khand or community development blocks, which we have chosen as the unit of analysis. And agriculture is the backbone of the district. And the most important agricultural seasons are Rabi, Kharif, and Zaid. The data source and methods, the study is mostly based on the secondary data sources collected from District Census Handbook, Directorate of Statistics and Economics, Uttar Pradesh, Census of India 2011, and Statistical Patrika internet-based data entry and retrieval system, which is FIDER for 2016 and 17. So for this, we have chosen a set of 10 agricultural indicators to reflect the agricultural development, and we have combined them into 4 particular groups. So these are group A, B, C, and D. Under this, we have taken the first net sown area in percentage, and the second is the percentage of area under food grain crops. And these two we have clubbed to form one particular aspect, that is expansion of agriculture and major crops. The second, we have taken agricultural production and yields. Under this, we have taken 2 important indicators, consumption of fertilizers, which is usually kg per hectare, and cropping intensity. Then we have taken 4 indicators under irrigation status and 2 indicators under availability of modern tools and technology. So what we have done for this data source and methods, we have resorted to 2 important methods. First is the standardization, and second is the aggregation of indicators. And for the present study, we have applied the Kundo's method of normalization of data through the calculation of composite index. And why we have chosen this composite index? Because we wanted to make the indicator and the data scale free, because the scale effect is removed by dividing each of the observation in a block pertaining to 10 different indicators by its mean. And the process of normalization using this Kundo's method yield agricultural scores for each of the 10 indicators across the 14 blocks. So for each of the block, the composite scores have been summed up and finally dividing by total number of indicators to obtain a composite index, which is totally unitary. And this is the formula that we have applied. Like X1 is the first indicator, it has been divided by its mean. And similarly for all we have taken and then divided by the totality. So it has actually provided us a sort of composite index, and the individual values have been made scale free. Based on this, out of the 4 broad indicators, the results that we got block-wise is the first, expansion of agriculture and major crops. And this expansion of agriculture and major crops in the district is based on 2 indicators already discussed. And it is shown that the net sown area of the district is 76.58%. It ranges between 70.26 in Birdwood. See, this is the choropleth map that we have designed based on the composite index that is derived from the for the first 2 indicators. This is for the net sown area, and this is the area under food grain crops to total gross crop area. And choropleth method has been tried for this. The second is agricultural production and yield. For this, consumption of fertilizers and cropping intensity. Again, the same pattern has been applied, and mostly it is seen that the use of chemical fertilizers in the block ranges from 98.6 kg hectares in Khersara to 208 kgs per hectare in Jogia Khas. Cropping intensity, as far as this is concerned, overall the cropping intensity in Siddharth Nagar district is 165.58%. And Dumariaganj, which is considered to be one of the most developed block of this particular district, it has got a cropping intensity of 137%. And the lowest is found is Lotan block, which is, in fact, Dumariaganj has the lowest and Lotan has got the highest, which is 192.39 cropping intensity. The third indicator, set of indicator, it actually includes the irrigation status. And these are the four sub-indicators that we have taken under this. And based on the results obtained of composite index, this is the sort of, we can say, spherical web diagram that we have designed. And with the help of GIS technique, a buffer has been chosen at a distance of 20%. This is 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. And based on the result that we are getting for these four indicators, we have tried to find some specific points, and then we have tried to join. And the most wide or most widely spread the web it is, the more highest intensity of that particular indicator it intends. And as far as this particular the blue area that you can see, this is represented by net irrigated area by canals, which is considered to be and which is found to be lowest in this particular district. And the last that we have taken is the availability of modern tools and technology. Under this also, availability of advanced harrow and cultivators and availability of advanced threshing machines. For these two also, we have tried to show the spatial distribution in the form of intensification, and it is shown with this choropleth map. So finally, the result of the composite index that we have got, it ranges from 0.89 in Mitwal and Khersara blocks, which are considered to be the least developed. And it ranges to maximum of 1.16 in Uska Bazar block, very highly developed. And the category-wise disparities are explained below. Based on the result of composite index, we have divided the entire study area, that is the district of Siddharth Nagar, into four broad levels of agricultural development. That is very high, more than 1.08. Second is the high, it is from 1 to 1.08, moderate 0.92 to 1, and low, which is less than 0.92. And it is very interesting to note that very high development is reasoned due to the location of these blocks, which is around the district headquarters. And you see, if a particular block is located near the district headquarters, it has nearness to the market availability, and hence its demands also increases. So this is what I want to stress here. The nearby market helps in getting more profit, which ultimately reflects in the purchase of modern farms and implements of the agriculture. And the agricultural productivity is also high due to very high consumption of fertilizers and higher cropping intensity. And further, factors like irrigation facility through state canal is also supporting the fact of very high development in these three blocks. And what are these three blocks? It is Uska Bazar, Jogia Khas, and Sohratgarh. So these three blocks, we can say, inside the district of Siddharth Nagar emerged out to be the most developed block in terms of agricultural development. Similarly, we have moderate, high agricultural development. The first was the very high, second is the high, the third is the moderate, and I would like to focus on the last, which is the low. And the blocks, these blocks scored a lower value in terms of agricultural development at Bandi Bazar, Mithawal, and Khersara with a composite score of less than 0.92. And these four blocks are showing first, low fertilizer consumption and low availability of modern machinery. Third, the low irrigation facility also through canal is also contributing much in the lower agricultural development of these blocks. So overall, we can say that these regional disparities are nothing but are the result of performance of selected indicators in the district, contributing positively as well as both negatively in the different blocks. So finally, coming to the summary and the conclusion, the result shows that, yes, there is a very wide regional disparities in the level of agricultural development in the district. And the study has used 10 indicators, which has been processed through composite index. And it stands out to be very beneficial in extracting the regional disparities at the intra-district or inter-block level, we can say. It has also been found that the northeastern blocks are more developed than the blocks located either in south or in the western part. And the district headquarters, which is the Naugarh, is also found to be moderately developed, however. It has been stated that agriculture in general and primary sector in particular acts as a basic sector for development and sustainability of any region. And among the 17 sustainable development goals, goal number 2 on zero hunger looks towards eradicating the hunger, achieving food security, and promoting sustainable agriculture, which in a way we can say relates to our present study. So the economic prosperity of rural areas mostly depends upon agricultural development. Rural sustainability also aims at quality of life. That is the key factor for sustainable growth in the effectiveness of agricultural production. And the inhabitants of this district has a predominantly rural base. As we have seen, 93% of the workforce was engaged in this particular activity. And to ensure their sustainability in terms of provision of employment, source of livelihood, a better standard of living, economic security, etc., development of agriculture stands out to be the prime concern and the prime focus. So at last, I would like to end up that we have some ways suggested to achieve rural sustainability through agricultural development, like reducing the yield gap that is mostly found there, using the resource very efficiently, and controlling agricultural expansion, etc., with reference to this particular Siddharth Nagar. I'm not telling that it should be applied to the pan Uttar Pradesh level of context, but it applies to our study area. And it is also anticipated that if sufficient measures are taken while making decisions at the level of government about the area, the rural sustainability of the area can be definitely ensured. So further, it is expected that the present research on agricultural development patterns can help the policymakers to look into the issues and planning the future agricultural policy.
Ma'am, you are requested to kindly conclude. We are.
Yes, I am just on to my last
Please,
slide.
ma'am.
So this paper is actually the outcome of a research project funded by the Indian Council for Social Science Research, New Delhi, under the IMPRESS scheme. And through this paper, we have a kind of realized the first objective of the project. So once achieved, we wanted to present it in a conference. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Shweta Rani. Now, any observation, questions and queries, please? There is no queries, questions and clarification. Thanks, Shweta Rani ji. You have presented very good paper.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Thank you, ma'am. The next speaker is Dr. Nibedita Mahato. Dr. Nibedita, are you there? No, no, sir, she's not there. Dr. Kamna Bhatnagar.
Urvi, Teja Ramji is ready. If he is ready, then just ask him to present the paper.
Okay, ma'am. Teja Ramji, you can present your paper and you can share your screen now.
जी मैम, जी मैम, जी मैम. शेयर कीजिए.
Tejaram ji, please start your paper.
जी 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 सर.
हाँ सर, स्क्रीन शेयर हो गई है.
तेजाराम जी, इसको आप स्लाइड शो मोड में कर दीजिए, फुल स्क्रीन दिख जाएगी.
जी 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 सर.
हाँ जी, अब ठीक है, आप शुरू कर सकते हैं.
Sir, impact assessment of Indira Gandhi Canal in the improvement of milk production at a study of Bikaner district in Rajasthan. Sir, introduction. The Indira Gandhi Canal is the longest canal in India. It started from the Harita Barrage. Harita Barrage, a few kilometers below confluence of the Satluj and Vyas river of river in the Indian state of the Punjab and limits in irrigation facilities in the Thar desert in northwest of Rajasthan state. Indira Gandhi Canal is 649 kilometer long and consent of Rajasthan. Feeder canal है and Rajasthan main canal runs through 67 kilometer in Punjab and Haryana and remain 492 kilometer in Rajasthan. The canal, the Indira Gandhi Canal was the constructed in the Thar region and it has had many positive socio-economic impact. However, ecological impact of the new canal water supply have mainly has been the negative, as many species of the plants of the disappeared of the irrigation region of Thar Desert study area. The canal consent of Rajasthan feeder canal in first so 67 kilometer in Punjab Haryana state, and the future other 37 kilometer in Rajasthan, followed by the 445 kilometer in the 393 kilometer long canal portion further 400 kilometer from the Heritage to the Kundal in the Bikaner district. Is map my objective. Canal in Bikaner district, only in Radhani Canal. Topography, the major parts of the district of composite of desolated of dry region, which from the parts of the great Indian desert of Thar. There are two natural division of the district name, north and western desert and south and eastern semi desert. At any palace of the field shifting and dense of the very high, ranging from the 6 to 30 meters. The general slope of the region towards the west and northwest. That tree and the which drove off in area of the insufficient even to the fulfill in the local requirements of the houses, agriculture implement and the fuel purpose of the most common climate. The climate in Bikaner, that is of scientific with the variation of temperature in the summer season of vary the range 28 से 53.6 centigrade in the winter of 26 administration research methodology. The research methodology will the consent of a number of the steps of the primary and secondary data collection and trans analysis and representation of the quantitative and qualitative technique. For the primary survey data from village in Bikaner district will be collected from the study. Secondary source of the data will include various dairy boards like National Dairy Board, Rajasthan Cooperative Dairy Federation, Jaipur district, NSS, etc. Region that's into milk production Indira Gandhi Canal has been the instrumental and adjustment production across of region. It has also expanded and stretch of the agriculture field. Rain-fed agriculture has been the shift of vast irrigation. इंदिरा गांधी नहर आई है 1948 के बाद में, तो राजस्थान के बीकानेर जिले के अलावा राजस्थान का जो इंदिरा गांधी कैनाल का क्षेत्र है उसमें कृषि एंड दूध का प्रोडक्शन लगातार बढ़ता जा रहा है और आगे अगर भविष्य में देखा जाए तो ये किसान जो किसान वर्ग है या जो पशुपालक करते हैं उनके लिए सबसे बेस्ट ऑफर है कि जो ये धीरे धीरे जो इकोनॉमिक्स है वो किसान की सुधर जाएगी और जो साथ साथ में मिश्रित कृषि हो जाएगी, यानी कृषि के साथ दूध पालन भी हो जाएगा। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
नेता तेजराम जी, ये जहाँ एग्रीकल्चर डेवलपमेंट होता है, केनाल की वजह एग्रीकल्चर डेवलपमेंट हुआ है, तो वहाँ पशुपालन घटना चाहिए। आप बता रहे हैं कि प्रोडक्शन बढ़ा है, तो प्रोडक्शन तो खैर हो सकता है ग्रेन उसकी वजह कोटर वगैरह से बड़ा हो, लेकिन एक्चुअली में जहाँ एग्रीकल्चर डेवलपमेंट होता है वहाँ लाइव स्टॉक रेयरिंग कम होती है। आपने ऐसा ऑब्जर्वेशन किया या नहीं किया?
ऑब्जर्वेशन तो सर अभी तक मैं फील्ड वर्क में नहीं जा पाया,
नहीं फील्ड वर्क में
वजह
जाते
से।
आप तो वहाँ के लोगों से आप पूछते कि एक्चुअली
हाँ
में
हाँ जी,
रिवर्स रिलेशन है।
हाँ
जैसे
जी
कि
सर।
राजस्थान में, पूरी राजस्थान में पशुपालन कम किया जाता है, वेस्टर्न राजस्थान में ज्यादा किया जाता है। तो जहाँ एग्रीकल्चर की जहाँ संभावना ज्यादा अच्छी होती है वहाँ पशुपालन कम किया जाता है, क्योंकि सारा का सारा लैंड नेटसों एरिया के अंदर आ जाता है। जबकि वेस्टर्न राजस्थान में क्या है कि इरिगेशन और बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी है, टेम्परेचर, सोइल, जिसकी वजह से एग्रीकल्चर की प्रोस्पेरिटी नहीं हो, डेवलपमेंट नहीं हो पाया था। लेकिन केनाल की वजह से एग्रीकल्चर डेवलपमेंट हो गया, तो पशुपालन करना चाहिए। अगर आप फील्ड में जाते थे सारी की सारी चीजें आपको मालूम पड़ती, उसके कार्ड में मालूम पड़ते, क्योंकि जहाँ एग्रीकल्चर लैंड पड़ जाता है वहाँ पशुपालन ऑटोमेटिकली कम हो जाता है। हालांकि यील्ड उसका जो पर जो केटल है वो, द पेपर इज ओपन फॉर
जी जी
डिस्कशन,
जी
क्यूरी
सर।
एंड ऑब्जर्वेशन।
जी 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 सर।
देयर इज नो क्वेश्चन नाउ। थैंक यू तेजराम जी नेटरवाल for your paper, but you must do field work, है ना, before presentation any paper.
जी जी जी
Thank you very much.
जी
Now
जी जी जी
next
सर।
speaker is invited.
Okay, sir. So the next paper is by Pooja Banerjee. It is 7th in the list, an appraisal on the role of social media in regional development.
Hello everyone, I'm Pooja Banerjee, student at the Department of Geography, Mumbai University. So is my screen visible to all?
Yeah, it is visible.
Thank you, sir. So today my topic is on an appraisal on the role of social media in regional development, that how the social media is playing a role in our regional development process. So we know that the technological advancement have revolutionized every sector of this modern era, be it education, industry, government, and especially communication industry. And this change has changed one individual's way of perceiving our surrounding, especially during this pandemic situation when every activity is taking a digital form. So basically, the social media is creating a platform for exchange of information which is created by its user, for which it is known as a consumer generated media. And in the process of development, be it macro or micro level, the social media is serving as a powerful tool in connecting people of different fields and a quick dissemination of information. And as a core of the social networking site, we can see that it has helped in building the social relationship and exchange of information. We can say that the social networking site has resulted in geographical space-time compression, wherein we can share, communicate with each other in spite of sharing, in spite of staying at far distant of places within a flick of few seconds, as we are doing now using the Zoom platform. So we can see that our late president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, in 2006 also highlighted the importance of media in the the use of media in the national mission. And not only India, the UNDP and UNESCO is also focusing in the role of media in the developmental processes. So my objective is to bring this role of social media in development and the impact of social media on this development process, wherein I have used a mixed methodology of both qualitative and quantitative techniques. So in the use of social media, we can see that Facebook, WhatsApp and mailing apps are considered as a top three are holding a top three position, and this social networking medium is creating a crowd catching platform, whereas in my study of 122 samples, the 42.86% of the people are having connections of up to 100 people. This social networking site has helped in development of several groups and communities with same professional interests. So the different groups can be created. And thirdly, the political coordination is ensured. Like in our democratic society, we have mainly three actors: government, the opposition, and we, the people of India. With the use of this social media, we can raise our voice against or for any development process. And we have the people can cite the importance of the history and culture of their place, which can be considered in the development process. And since and since it provides a voice to the common mass, the government is accountable, and the transparency of the work the work of the government become more transparent. So to analyze the impact of social media, I can say that social media provide a smart mobilization of people through the quick spread of new messages. The social media advancement has resulted in the development of digital spaces, like the use of Wi-Fi networks in railway station or airport or in malls, so that digital spaces is created within the existing physical social space. So, and along with that, a direct communication is not always necessary. One can participate from side in the development process, like people can cite their opinion and can simulate discussion to provide a meaningful direction in the development. In addition, it provides a valuable transfer of knowledge across every sector of the society. So I would like to conclude by saying that social media provide a digital platform for innovative idea development and effective use of development resources. A wider participatory platform is created wherein the local and government can be included and a more voice can be heard. Thus, the effective use of social media can help in a development process. Thank you.
Pooja ji, have you observed disparities in the regional development of social media? Is there any role in regional development?
Sir, I have focused my studies on the Thane Municipal Corporation. So I have surveyed the Thane areas only. So I have shown a small study of the variation and the purpose for which the social media is being used.
Actually, Pooja, when we talk, whenever we put or present a paper, the thing is the region has to be clear, the area which we take. And here, I suppose you didn't mention the area.
Yes, ma'am, I missed out.
So basically, whenever we as geographers, we need to deal with something. Whenever we start with something, we need to discuss these few things. And then you talked about qualitative and quantitative methods which you have chosen. है ना बेटा? But there was no, description or no discussion about any of these things.
Yes, ma'am.
So थोड़ा सा और अगर इसको बताते ना, तो it would have been more interesting.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And more authentic, and
Okay,
it would have reached to more of us, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So next time, better luck, but very
you,
good approach. Huh? Nice.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Anyone wants to put some queries or something has to be, any advice or any suggestions to be made? Sir, आगे बढ़ते हैं.
Now.
Okay, ma'am. So the next presenter is Dr. Savan Kumar Jangir. He'll be presenting on remote sensing and GIS use in trends of urbanization and regional planning. Dr. Savanji, you are requested to share your presentation.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
हाँ सावन जी, आपकी आवाज आ रही है। सर आपका प्रेजेंटेशन
मैडम
शेयर नहीं हुआ है।
क्या है कि मैडम नहीं कर पा रहा कि यहाँ चौड़ी में सुबह से लाइट और नेटवर्क डिस्टर्ब चल रही, तो मैं ऑफलाइन मेरे पे इसकी है हार्ड कॉपी। हेलो।
हाँ जी सावन जी।
तो मैडम मैं मेरे पास अवेलेबल मैटर है, उससे कर दूं क्या प्रेजेंट?
हाँ करिए आप, जो भी है प्लीज स्टार्ट।
जी सर, थैंक यू सर। मेरा टॉपिक रिमोट सेंसिंग एंड जीआईएस यूज इन ट्रेंड्स ऑफ अर्बनाइजेशन एंड रीजनल प्लानिंग। इस पे मैंने कुछ तैयार किया है। इंट्रोडक्शन में, प्लानिंग एंड इंफॉर्मेशन आर क्लोजली लिंक्ड। इंफॉर्मेशन इज नीडेड टू assist decision making in planning activities. The monitoring of urban development may result in new planning action. Information is considered as one of the important elements of settlement planning and activities, crucial for the economic, social, and environmental advancement of all countries. There have been continuous efforts to implement data for planning and development of any still serious problem regarding availability and organization of data, especially in developing countries, are visiting new technology based on aerial photograph, satellite data products, and computer techniques is found to be very useful and has got potential to generate desired database for planning. My studies objectives, the aims of establishing digital information system are numerous and depend on their application. However, a few aims are listed below. Irrespective of applications, they are efficiency improvement, enabling new possibilities. Efficiency improvement, typically data in GIS is captured and stored once and used for different applications. In analogy information system and early digital system, the same data was collected several times of different applications. The initially effort for data capture is reduced as well as for the updating of the same database. Besides all users concerned, the same data avoiding interpretation differences and other use. The advantage of GIS, the GIS is widely used in urban regional planning is wide because of following advantage or traditional system of maps. Data is maintained in a physical compact data files. Large amount of data can be maintained and extracted at will with the graded various computerized software modules tools allow for variety type of manipulation, including map measurement, map outlay transformation, and geographic design and data manipulation. Graphic and non-graphic information can be merged and manipulated solely in repeat manner. The limitations, both the techniques required investment in hardware and software, time-consuming problems in initially stage of GIS database design and creation, changing data formation and software which will create problem in merging all data with new data, storage, environment. Or continuously source data have been the major input for generation of base maps for preparation of development plans. Of late, the emerging techniques of aerial photography and remote sensing are being used increasingly for generation of base maps and updating of exciting base maps in conjunction with conventional qualitative data and limited field survey. The innovative techniques of survey are conventional aerial photograph and photogrammetric, digital photogrammetric, high resolution satellite image survey, use of GPS and GIS. Now, IRS Cartosat 2 satellite provides wide resolution of panchromatic data, enables us to distinguish round features small as 1. The accuracy and importability of the imagery makes ideal for analysis. Role of remote sensing. Remote sensing are data depicts the spatial location of variation activities and analyzing the linkage between activities. Regional plan, development plan, and environmental plans are prepared. Remote sensing data is initially used in creating database of on following aspects, and with GIS data analysis tools, information can be processed as per the planning requirements. Prospective plan, development plan preparation. Present land use statutory requirement, infrastructure, network, roads, railways, and settlement. Technological features, stream, lakes, landscape, best maps, and change and population growth. Master plan for road arrangement, utility planning, road network and connectivity planning, growth centers location, environmental planning. Remote sensing data enables mapping of environmental parameters like green cover, surface water bodies, and drainage network with other cultural data following are possible to study and to analyze to the urban environment. Urban land use indicators and impact assessment, development of urban information system, decision support system, development of urban indicator observatory, municipal information system, scientific inputs required for urban planning. The present research paper has tried to look into the utility of remote sensing data and scientific methods in solving some of the urban problems. Applying remote sensing technology to urban areas in relatively new, and with the advent of high resolution satellite data, advance in digital technology, it has gained momentum. Some of the requirements of urban planners which remote sensing is able to provide are the location and extent of urban areas, the nature and spatial distribution of different land use categories, primary transportation networks and related infrastructure, 3D structure of urban areas, ability of monitor change in these features or a time. Geographical information system. The GIS is defined as a computer-based technology for producing, capturing, storing, updating, manipulating, organizing, analyzing, and displaying spatial or geographical references information. The GIS combines elements of CAD, database management, mapping, image processing, and statistical analysis. The distinguished features which separates spatial and additional information system is the use of location for reference information as an important
Sir, you are
variable
requested
in
to kindly
quantitative
conclude.
analysis by exploiting the.
Sawan sir, you are requested to kindly conclude.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir.
Spatial maps prepared on a 1:10,000 and 1:5,000 scales using high resolution satellites Cartosat data offer an important urban asset. For urban planning and development resources information content derived from remotely sensed data has been provided useful for the preparation of regional perspective plans, master plans, development plans, and infrastructure plan. In archaeological remote sensing data found useful in identify archaeological sites for excavation areas. Visual methods and digital techniques are optionally tested for data capture at a higher degree of accuracy, and in this aspect, many benchmark studies have been carried out in the country. Urban GIS offers application-time solution as a value addition for strengthening urban planning and development scenarios. Integration and fusion of satellite-derived information with available conventional ground-based data in a GIS environment offers a valuable outreach for the success of urban studies. In order to able to fulfill their role of enable supporter of positive economic and ecologically sustainable development activities in their regions. The capital cities have to become wide extensively and intensively. They must function as presenting centers of information collection, manipulation, storage, and dissemination. The GIS have a crucial role to play in effective planning, development, and management of ecological sustainable communities, especially the state capitals. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Shawn Kumar ji, for your paper on remote sensing and GIS. These are new techniques and very useful in planning. Now the paper is open for discussion, observation, and queries. Any observation or queries? Now, thanks, Jahangir Sir, for your presentation.
Thank you,
Next,
sir. Thank you.
Now, next speaker is invited. Please, Urmi ji.
जी सर. So the next presenter is जयदेव कुमार बैरवा and HN कोहली. इनका पेपर सर सवाई माधोपुर शहर में भूमि उपयोग प्रतिरूप पर है. जयदेव जी, आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप अपना प्रेजेंटेशन शेयर करें और ट्राई टू फिनिश इन 5 मिनट्स, क्योंकि हमारे और प्रेजेंटर्स भी हैं. हमें सेशन 1:15 तक क्लोज करना है. थैंक यू.
हेलो, यस मैम.
हाँ जयदेव जी, आप प्रेजेंटेशन शेयर कर रहे हैं?
मैम, प्रेजेंटेशन आइडिया नहीं था भाई, ऑनलाइन पे भी पीपीटी बनानी पड़ती है.
ठीक है,
वैसे बोल जाइए आप. विदाउट पीपीटी यू कैन स्पीक.
यस सर, मेरा पेपर जो लैंड यूज पैटर्न सवाई माधोपुर सिटी है. लैंड यूज पैटर्न इन सवाई माधोपुर सिटी. भूमि उपयोग प्रतिरूप, जो अलग अलग भूमि उपयोग प्रतिरूप है सवाई माधोपुर में. जो आवासीय क्षेत्र पे कितना एकड़ है, औद्योगिक पे कितना है, उस पे है. तो टोटल एरिया 1985 में सवाई माधोपुर में विकसित क्षेत्र 1220 एकड़ था, जो 2016 बढ़कर 2016 में 3266 एकड़ हो गया और लगभग 2 से 2.5 गुना विकसित क्षेत्र बढ़ा है. जो उसमें से आवासीय क्षेत्र पर 1985 में 490 एकड़ था, 2016 में 1580 एकड़ हो गया. और वाणिज्यिक क्षेत्र में 50 एकड़ था, जो बढ़कर 2016 में 237 एकड़ हो गया. और 1985 में औद्योगिक क्षेत्र में 195 एकड़ क्षेत्र विकसित था, जो बढ़कर 2016 में 265 एकड़ हो गया. ऐसे और भी हैं. परिसंचरण क्षेत्र 1985 में 240 एकड़ था, जो बढ़कर 721 एकड़ हो गया 2016 में. इस तरह से जो क्षेत्र विकसित क्षेत्र बढ़ा है सर सवाई माधोपुर में, टोटल 1220 से बढ़कर 3266 हो गया. और इस तरह से वहाँ पर जो परिवहन की समस्याएं औद्योगिक क्षेत्र की वजह से भी बढ़ी है, और जो भीड़ भाड़ वाला एरिया है वो ज्यादा बढ़ गया है. जो पुराना शहर है सिटी सवाई माधोपुर के नाम से जाना जाता है, वहां पर पूरा एरिया कंजस्टेड हो गया है. पूरा जो सड़कें पहले जिन पर कम भार था, वहां पर ज्यादा परिवहन बढ़ने के कारण वहां पर आवागमन में बाधाएं उत्पन्न हो रही है. और जो बजरिया वाला एरिया है, वहां पर भी पूरी तरह से सड़कें चौड़ी नहीं होने के कारण जो सही तरीके से विकास नहीं हुआ है, सही तरीके से चौड़ी नहीं हुई है। उस कारण वहाँ पर परिवहन की समस्याएं बढ़ रही है और अधिकतर पार्किंग की समस्याएं हैं पूरे सवाई माधोपुर शहर में है। और कचरा निस्तारण की समस्या तो सर है ही, और जल की समस्या, विद्युत जो आउटसाइड एरिया है, और आवासीय क्षेत्र जो सर विकसित हुआ है, जो भूमि जो कृषि की योग्य भूमि थी उस पर सवाई माधोपुर का जो नगरीय क्षेत्र है वो फैलता जा रहा है। इसलिए कृषि योग्य भूमि थी उसका भी एकदम से कम होता जा रहा है, मतलब एरिया कृषि भूमि के ऊपर जो है नगरीय क्षेत्र फैल रहा है, तो कृषि भूमि कम होती जा रही है। इस तरह से नगर के नियोजित भावी विकास हेतु यह आवश्यक है कि अन्य भू उपयोगों के साथ साथ आमोद प्रमोद एवं सामुदायिक सुविधाओं का उचित अनुपात में विकास किया जाए। विगत वर्षों में जो निजी भूमियों पर आवासीय क्षेत्र का विकास हुआ है, जो नई कॉलोनियां बस रही हैं आउटर एरिया में, सवाई माधोपुर के आउटर एरिया में बाउंड्री लाइन पर, उनका सही तरीके से विकास किया जाए प्लानिंग के साथ। वहां पर उचित व्यवस्था के साथ सड़कों का, पानी का, बिजली का विकास किया जाए सही तरीके से, और सामुदायिक सुविधाओं, सड़कों की चौड़ाइयों का, पार्क आदि का ध्यान दिया जाए। वाणिज्यिक विकास भी योजनाबद्ध तरीके से नहीं हुआ है, तो उनमें भी पार्किंग का अभाव है, तो वाणिज्यिक विकास भी योजनाबद्ध तरीके से किया जाए। जैसे शहर में यातायात की समस्याएं दुरुस्त हो सके, अतः आवश्यक है कि भविष्य में वाणिज्यिक क्षेत्र पर्याप्त पार्किंग के प्रावधान के साथ विकसित हो। थैंक यू सर।
हाँ जयदेव जी, धन्यवाद। एक तो आपने जो है सवाई माधोपुर कस्बा लिया है, तो ये अर्बन लैंड यूज है। अर्बन लैंड यूज और रूरल लैंड यूज काफी अंतर है। आपने एकड़ बोले तो इससे कुछ मालूम नहीं पड़ रहा है कितना है। एक्चुअली में देखना चाहिए कि 15 ईयर्स में या 20 ईयर्स में कितना डिफरेंस आया है। अगर ये परसेंटेज में होता तो ज्यादा बेटर होता। दूसरा है कि जो अर्बन लैंड यूज है बिल्कुल डिफरेंट है, जैसे कॉमर्शियल यूज है, रेजिडेंशियल यूज है, या इंटरटेनमेंट के हैं, या पार्किंग के हैं, या जो भी है अर्बन लैंड यूज के हिसाब से आपको करना चाहिए था। आपको इस बात का ध्यान रखना चाहिए। बाकी परसेंटेज में जो है ये क्या परिवर्तन आया और क्या आपका प्रपोज लैंड यूज है, ये सारे के सारे टाउन प्लानिंग वाले करते हैं। शायद आपने उनके काम को बिल्कुल देखा नहीं। उनका अर्बन लैंड यूज बिल्कुल अलग होता है, और ये परसेंटेज वगैरह में देखते हैं, प्रपोज लैंड यूज भी देते हैं। आपने जनरल बातें कही जैसे कि ट्रांसपोर्ट वगैरह, अब लैंड यूज में ट्रांसपोर्ट का क्या लेना देना भाई, तो ठीक है। और चीजें जो है अर्बन लैंड यूज के एस्पेक्ट को कंसिडर करना चाहिए था। अगर आप नेक्स्ट पेपर कभी भी प्रेजेंट करो तो वहाँ पहले जो काम हुआ है किस तरह का हुआ है, या टाउन प्लानिंग वाले किस प्रकार करते हैं, इन चीजों का ध्यान रखते हुए पेपर में सुधार कीजिए। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर प्रेजेंटेशन।
ये मेरा फर्स्ट
कोई क्वेश्चन है या क्यूरीज है या ऑब्जर्वेशन है?
सर ऑब्जर्वेशन तो जो आपने कहा वही है कि बहुत जनरलाइज पेपर है, और उन्होंने सिर्फ और इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के हिसाब से थोड़ा सा इनको अपडेट करना चाहिए था और थोड़ा सा वर्क ऑन करना चाहिए था। कि इन्होंने सिर्फ एक नंबर के हिसाब से उसमें ऐड ऑन
ध्यान दिया नहीं भाई। जयदेव जी आपको बहुत इम्प्रूवमेंट की जरूरत है। खैर बहुत अच्छा प्रयास है आपका, लेकिन अगर फ्यूचर में पेपर आप पढ़ते हैं तो इसमें देखो रेफरेंसेज होते हैं, लोगों ने किस तरह का काम किया, और जब अर्बन लैंड यूज है तो उसमें टाउन प्लानिंग में क्या काम है, किस तरह का क्या, उनको ध्यान देना चाहिए। अपना ऑब्जर्वेशन वैसे बताने से कोई फायदा नहीं। ट्राई टू इम्प्रूव योर पेपर टेक्स्ट।
जो सर ने कहा है आप प्लीज उसको ध्यान दीजिए, और नेक्स्ट पेपर हम आशा करते हैं उसी डायरेक्शन में होगा सर के। हाँ, नेक्स्ट को बुलाएं उर्मी।
थैंक यू।
So the next presenter is Ratul Shahriyar. He'll be presenting on an analysis of adaptation strategies with climatic variability, a case study of the Barind Tract in Bangladesh. So I request Ratul to share his presentation. Mr. Ratul?
Sorry, Miss.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's totally okay. I am Ratul from Bangladesh, and can you see my presentation?
Oh yes, Ratul, it's visible.
Oh, thank you. My study was a report when I was completing my honors study. It was an honors final year report. So I have studied about the adaptation strategies with climatic variability, where Barren Tract is a high undulating region, which is with reddish and yellowish clay soils, which is very poor for growing crops. And drought is a natural phenomenon in this area. So mitigating drought and water scarcity is so much time consuming, and the technical uh, the technical uses which we know as traditionally are requires huge investment. So main aim of my study is to investigate the local people's adaptation to cope with this drought situation in that region. The objective was to examine rainfall variability and temperature as to calculate the drought situation current, and to analyze how the local people adapt this climatic variability based on their local knowledge and with the help of GEO and NGOs. GEO and NGOs, by meaning GEO, I am saying as governmental organizations. The study area was Barren Tract, which is in most of Dinajpur, Rangpur, Pabna, Rajshahi, Bogura, and Jaipurhat district of our Rajshahi and Rangpur divisions in Bangladesh. So here's a map I have produced for to show the region, and the pink color region is the Barren Tract region. So here's a log frame to show the data types and data collection methods I have used, or data analysis methods like as statistical analysis, and kriging, etc. So I'm not explaining this due to time shortage. So from objective 1, I have got some findings like as the rainfall and temporal data from Dinajpur, Rangpur, and Bogra and Rajshahi stations, weather stations. I can share my data as per. Here I am showing this annual rainfall from 1980 to 2020, and I have showing here that at 1994 or 95, the rainfall was too low to grow crops in that area. So we Bangladeshis generally divide our cropping season in 3 seasons, like as Kharif 1, Kharif 2, and Rabi. So during Kharif 1, the rainfall variability is too high. It differs from zone to zone, as Rajshahi has the lowest rainfall amount, and sometimes Rangpur has the highest rainfall amount. Like as in the Rabi season, which is the winter, we can see the rainfall is too low. The trend line could be shown is gradually decreasing. So the isohydral map I have tried to make, it has some limitations due to data collection method and the data collections, as our Bangladesh weather stations has too much poor collections of data. So again, the temperature chart of Kharif 1, Kharif 2, and Rabi. Here we can see that from July to October, the temperature is too much undulating, and during the winter season, it's gradually too much dry and too much. I can say too much lower temperature to grow crops. So from objective 2, I have got some adaptation strategies like as deep motor pumps of BMDA, which is Barren Multi-Purpose Development Authority. Then local shallow machines, rice dominance, drought tolerance seeds, which are recently invented by our university students of agricultural universities, and re-excavation of ponds and khari and canals, drought enduring crops, training for using new methods. These are local adaptations which we have got from the local people by focus group discussions and questionnaire survey. So here are some pictures of the adaptations. and institutions that are targeting livelihood asset development at that local level, which are Parent Multipurpose Development Authority, I have already mentioned, Bangladesh Water Development Board, Development of Agricultural Extension, etc., like as and other NGOs and microfinancial institutions. So successful local adaptations to the climatic variability of that area are adopting physical adaptive measures, like as using ponds and etc. to collect water for winter season, strengthening local institutions like as the agricultural service offices at union level, which are recently providing a lot more information to the farmers to grow more crops, strengthening formal institutional structures, formulating policy to enhance adaptive livelihood opportunities. The government has recently have taken some policies to enhancement of adaptation to this situation, supporting better research. Recently, our government is supporting research on farmlings to improve crops, including drought-tolerant varieties and other conductive and adaptive technologies. Thank you so much for being patient.
In your paper, Ratul, you spoke about Kharif first and Kharif second. What do you mean by Kharif first and Kharif second?
Sir, Kharif first is the season which is which conducts from months from July to October, and Kharif 2 is from March to June.
Yes.
These two seasons are nearly rainy season, or we can say summer season, both rainy season at Kharif 2 and summer season at Kharif 1, sir.
Now the paper is open for discussion, observation, and queries. Any questions? Thank you for Ratul ji.
Thank you, sir.
Now the next speaker is invited to present paper.
Sir, next speaker is Badshah Sarkar, and he is presenting on drought and seasonal migration in rural India, a comparative study among different income and social groups with a cross-sectional nationally representative.
Hello, everybody. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Badshah Sarkar. Currently, I am doing my PhD at Teddy School of Advanced Studies at the Department of Policy Studies, and the title of the paper that I am going to present today is Drought and Seasonal Migration in Rural India, a comparative study among different income and social groups with a cross-sectional, nationally representative dataset. So to begin with, there are several international and national agencies who are saying that in future the climate change and the climate change induced disaster are will be creating several hazards in the world, including India. And as India is still heavily dependent on agriculture in terms of its share of workforce, so this climate change induced hazards may have an impact, a very bad impact on a largest share of its workforce. And one of the ways through which this climate change is supposed to impact India is through drought. There are several studies in the last 1 and 2 decades which have shown that there is an association between drought and migration in India. And another aspect that these studies have shown that not all the people of the affected region do choose to migrate, but the socioeconomic background of the migrants is certain which is very specific. And with this in mind, the objective of my paper is set to quantify the varied migration behavior in the instances of drought among different income and social groups at national level in rural India. So the data source that I have used for this study is the NSSO, National Sample Survey Organization data. It's a 64th round. And the data was collected between 2007 to 2008. Yes, the data is very old. It is about 13 to 14-year-old, but as per the government source of data on seasonal migration, it is the latest that we have in India. And the way I have defined seasonal migration is that if a person has stayed away from the place of enumeration for a continuous period of at least 1 month, but less than 6 months during the last 1 year for employment or in search of employment, that person will be categorized as seasonal migrant. That means a person in the reference period of the last 1 year, if the person has moved out from his village and again moved in within that last year, then that person will be termed as seasonal migrant in this study. And the way I have the source of drought data I have used in this study is of India Meteorological Department IMD graded rainfall binary file, and the data I have extracted with the help of GRADS and QGIS. And the way I have defined drought is that if the annual rainfall negatively deviated by an amount of 40% or more than the normal rainfall for at least 1 year between 5 years preceding the NSSO survey, then that particular district, I have categorized that particular district as drought affected. And I have merged this IMD data with the NSSO data at the district level. Other than the variables of seasonal migration and drought, the other variables, other control variables I have used are like demographic variables of sex, age, household size, the economic variables like occupation type, land possession size, monthly per capita expenditure, the social background variables like religion, social group, etc. And I have also considered a geographical variable in terms of the state of their residence. And the statistical analytical method I have used for the study is binary logistic regression model. So here is the result of this entire analysis. So the total individual sample size for NSSO 2007-8 is about 570,000 individuals. So within this 570,000 total individual sample size, the sample size that I have taken for the study is 235,000. It is on the basis of the individuals who belong to a rural area and at the same time whose age is within the age cohort of 15 to 64 years of age. That is the working age group. So the entire sample size of 235,000, I have divided this entire sample size into 3 equal income groups of this lower income group, middle income group, and higher income group with more or less equal frequencies. And again, I have divided the total sample size of 235,000 into 4 social groups of others, OBC, SC, and ST. So the result of this analysis is if a person who belongs to a background of lower income group as well as marginal social group, the person will show a higher probability of migration if there is a drought in comparison to a person who is of higher income group as well as higher social strata. So the finding of the study in a simpler term is that the association between drought and migration is very strong among socio-economically marginalized section compared to the better of counterparts. And the way this finding can be explained, one of the ways maybe that they have very limited in situ livelihood options. That's why this socioeconomically marginalized sections may more choose to migration in the instances of drought, or it may be that a multi-sided livelihood strategy may be more common among the socioeconomically marginalized people. But with this analysis, we cannot conclude whether this choice of migration in the instances of drought is a type of adaptation or is failure. And for that analysis, we need some further data. But what we can say with this analysis is we can recommend that the policies designed for creating migration-related interventions as well as the drought management strategies should be made more sensitive for socioeconomically marginalized sections in rural India. Thank you.
Thank you, your paper. But there is a problem in geography. There must be a regional variation. What is regional variation in migration? Is any regional variation?
So
in geography, we study mostly regional variation or disparity in aspects. There must be a analysis of regional variations of migration.
So one of the dimensions of regional variable that I have found from this study is that the districts of drought affected region have more probability of creating migrants in the socioeconomically marginalized sections. So the people who reside in the drought affected districts in India, in those districts, the people who belong to this socioeconomically marginalized sections, they show higher probability of migration in comparison to the district which is not affected by drought.
Now the paper is open for discussion, observation, and queries. Pathania ji, please give your observation.
I just wanted to ask from Badshah Sarkar that what are his suggestions, although he has given, but as he has taken the data of 2007 and 8, on that basis he has done his work. So what in the present scenario do you think will be a practical approach towards your research work?
Earlier, I had a plan to make field work, but due to this COVID situation, I cannot go for a field work right now. That's why I had to shift the research from primarily field-based research to a secondary data-based research. The data is very much old. This is a limitation, but at the same time, we have some data at least. This is an opportunity with the limitations that we should also take into our consideration.
But with latest technologies and all this, we are now, we can take out data related to all these aspects now. So migration and all, and at because you have, what I think, you have taken a large area, a very big area, and to come to a conclusion related to that, if you would have taken a micro level study, done a micro level study, more relevant results would have come out. But then this is also very, I mean, appreciable efforts on your behalf, and we look towards more of micro studies from you on the same subject. Best wishes. Thank you. Urmi, next.
Ji ma'am. So the next presenter is Om G Ranjan and team. They are presenting on assessment of climate change in Tuangchu River Basin, Eastern Himalaya, India.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Just give me a moment. I'm just sharing my screen. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
You're audible.
Just okay. Good afternoon, all respected chairpersons and other respected dignitaries, and thank you for providing us an opportunity to present our research work. This is our paper. The title of the paper is The Assessment of Climate Change in Tamangchu River Basin, Eastern Himalaya, in India. Actually, as we know that it's a very high altitude river basin. So I'm not going to take very much time. I know that I have less time, but how much time I have for the presentation?
You have 5 minutes.
Okay. Okay. So let me clear the objective. This is my objective. And the objective is to study the physioclimatic conditions and its spatial temporal changes in Tamangchu River Basin. It's a river basin, and it is also a district on the name of that river. And in the paper, these are the highlights. We try to find the spatial temporal changes in land surface temperature of Tamangchu River Basin. In the paper, we tried to analyze the rainfall trend of the Tamangchu River Basin based on the 34 years data. And the paper highlighted the spatial temporal changes in land use, land cover change of Tamangchu River Basin. And on the basis of that objective, I can say that the mapping the degree of adaptation requires some multiple measurement of fluctuation in climatic indicators. And this analysis method can provide us an overview to explain human adaptation. And for this purpose, the study area has been analyzed in geographical aspect to know that present physioclimatic features, and it has been also compared with the previous situation by taking equal time interval. Because in my perception, to maintain human adaptation, delineation, time scale data analysis could be an appropriate analysis method. And human adaptation cannot be better measured without the assessing the dangerous changes. So this is our study area. This is actually the remotely situated and inaccessible high mountain river basin in this study area, and it lies between the Sela Pass. It's a top of that area from southern intern part, and the Bumla Pass, which is international boundary as a last limit towards north by international political demarcation in eastern Himalayan range. And the landscape of the district entirely mountainous, lying between about 1,000 meter to 6,000 meter, and most of inhabitants are living in lower altitude, where they enjoy a cold temperate climate, of course. And this study area, which covers most of the Tamangchu River Basin, is spread over about 2,172 square kilometer. And it is also called the Tawang district, 25 district, one of the 25 district of Arunachal Pradesh. So as you can see in my slide, And this slide, we can see this, the actually topographical situation of the study area. It's a high altitude region as binet drainage system. Tawangchu River Basin is the main river basin, and the another river basin, which is here, it is coming from here, and it's called Namyangchu River. And the both river basin actually the prime, we can say that the valley for any kind of activities for human being. And the city look like this. This is the most important among the physical characteristics of the Tawangchu River Basin. And this basin has mountainous topography feature, hence the monsoon climate is found here. And the most important among the physical characteristics of the Tawangchu River Basin is the huge variation in land surface temperature. So I'm going to calculate land surface temperature by considering the remote sensing data. And also we calculated the rainfall trend of this area. So this is our data set. These are our data set actually for fulfillment to retrieve the result of that objective. We used ArcGIS and the satellite imagery and satellite data for retrieve the NDVI and land use, land cover, and also LST. And for trend analysis of rainfall, we used 34 years data, which is from 1985 to 2018. And that trend analysis is actually the based on the man candle test method.
Omji, if you can please quickly sum up your findings.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Just give me 3 minutes. This is my first, actually, the motto of my executive, which is the LST. As you can see this in this slide, you can see the minimum and the maximum mean temperature value of this LST. So on positive trend in the river basin. And you can see in the 1999, and you can also see the 2017, actually the temperature is increasing gradually. And this slide shows the situation of increasing trend. I'm not going to deep in this, just see the rainfall trend analysis. I use basically man candle test. It is a non-parametric statistical test and frequently used for trend analysis of rainfall and temperature time series data. And on the basis of this table we got. And this is the result of that test. And as you can see this, the continuity correction has been applied to analyze the data. And according to the table, you can see the annual rainfall, the value of S is minus 219, which shows the strong decreasing trend in rainfall among 34 years with a p-value of 0.001 is less than 0.05, which is a value. It means a highly statistical significant trend was identified in annual rainfall of the Tawangchu River Basin. And you can see the normalized difference between vegetation index and NDVI. And in this slide, according to the slide, I can say that to the value range to determine the NDVI and its temporal changes. And you can see as an example, the 0.89 is close to 1. Oh, sorry. In this 0.1 is close to 1. So on the basis of the remote sensing, I can also say that land use, land cover is also taking a very much changing. And I use for that the land use Landsat 4, Landsat 5, Landsat 7, and Landsat 8. Landsat 8 is basically for the 2017. And on the basis of all things, because I have not that much time, I can say that KLST data show that the minimum temperature is increasing rapidly in the study area, although the maximum temperature is also rising gradually. The rate of increment of maximum temperature is comparatively lower than that of the minimum temperature. And the rainfall is very important indicator, and it is actually fluctuating. if you see the annual rainfall trend, the NDVI values of the study area show that the area covered by dense vegetation is gradually declining. The total vegetated area is increasing due to the melting of ice. For an example, in 1990, as we seen in this previous slide, the amount of dense evergreen forest was highly higher as NDVI value is 0.89 than in subsequent years, but green lace area was decreasing gradually in the subsequent years. Therefore, on the basis of a special analysis of physioclimatic changes in the study area, I can say that the Tawangchu River Basin is facing climate-related changes, and it's a threat for human adaptation, which is not only creating problems for human, but also for the entire biome in the valley. Thank you for listening me. Thank you for giving me opportunity.
Thanks for nice presentation. The title is Assessment of Climate Change in Tawangchu River Basin.
Yes, sir.
Omji Ranjan has shown the effect of changes in temperature, rainfall, and its impact on vegetation, agriculture, land cover.
Yes, sir.
Now the paper is open for discussion, queries, and observation.
Omji, any suggestions on your behalf? As you have concluded.
On my behalf related to my study area.
Yeah.
Ma'am, actually, I'm doing research. I'm not able to give any kind of a suggestion, but I can give you a result after completing that whole. Actually, it's my PhD work, and it's a sub part of my first objective.
Ranjanji, there is a suggestion. The cropping pattern must be changed according to rainfall and temperature.
Yeah, it's a part. Yes, sir.
We can give suggestion according to rainfall and temperature.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I want to say
still the research work must be going on. Still, you must be.
Yes, but that objective is not allowing me to give a suggestion. That's why I'm telling. But it's right. If climate change changing, we must have to adopt this kind of adaptation. Yes, it's right. Because the 90% of people in Tawangchu River Basin are basically depend on agriculture.
Yes.
Okay. Urmi, we can thank you, Omji.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
We have one more presentation from this session. After that, we have another person, is Ahmed Hamza sir. Kalwar sir, if you allow him, he wanted to present in the yesterday's session, but due to some technical error, he was not able to join us. So if you allow, sir, we can have his presentation also.
Yes.
Okay, so total we have 2 presentations now, and time is very short. So I request Arvind Jakhar to present the paper on impact of PMGSY on socio-economic development, a case study of Pitanwar Khed Road, Jhunjhunu district, Rajasthan. Arvind, please share your presentation.
Yes, ma'am.
And please try to finish in 3 minutes if you can, so that we'll go for another presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Hello.
Dear Arvind.
Good afternoon, all chairperson and co-chairperson and moderator. And my title is Impact of PMGSY on Socio-Economic Development, a case study of Pitanwar Khed Road, Jhunjhunu district, Rajasthan. Introduction. Rural road play an important role in creating employment for unskilled workers and social awareness. Effective transport system is essential for sustainable economic development and modernization. There is no doubt that
कलवार सर, अगर आप कहें तो मैं इनसे रिक्वेस्ट कर लूं ये सीधे ऑब्जेक्टिव्स पे आ जाएं.
हाँ, ठीक है मैडम, बिल्कुल. आप अपने फाइंडिंग्स पे बताइए डायरेक्ट.
Location map and objective of the study. And two objective to evaluate the impacts of PMGSY on socio-economic development of selected villages and to evaluate the impact of PMGSY on economic development of selected villages. Research methodology. The study is based on primary data. The data are collected from field survey. And in this study, only those villages of which are connected by PMGSY are considered for study purpose. Titnwad Khed Road route is selected for the study. From these villages, 60 villagers randomly selected as respondents. And selected routes Titnwad Khed Road via Nimki Dani, and it was connected in SH 37. And data analysis and result. Impact of PMGSY on various aspects of social development, and in this factor, approach of to hospital in percentage of 48 and 75%, availability of medical emergency facility, reduction in consuming time for reach to hospital, growth in tour of medical team, availability of administration facilities, and expansion of social relationship, availability of higher services, and availability of LPG. And data analysis of result, impact of PMGSY of various aspects of economic development, growth in annual income, and development of agriculture and dairy industry, changes in land price, growth in vehicle activities, time saving in economic activities, growth in employment numbers. रेस्पोंडेंट्स एक्सेप्टेंस लेवल ऑन एस्पेक्ट इन प्रतिशत में है. Findings. The major finding of the study is given below. In this study, are better and fast connectivity provided by PMGSY is help to increase in means of transport and reduce travel time to reach for medical emergency. Significant impact found in increasing in employment opportunity in study area. Due to good all-weather road connectivity provided by PMGSY, pattern of agriculture activity has changed. Due to construction of PMGSY, employment opportunity for women are also increased. Helping in increasing in days of employment is leads to an increase in annual income. Thank you.
We have very short time. Now
Yes,
the next speaker is invited to present his or her paper.
Sure, sir.
Yes.
So the last speaker is Ahmed Hamza Abdullahi. Hamza, please present your work. Ahmed, please unmute yourself and present your work. You have 3 minutes for the presentation.
Unmute yourself, please. Amaji, unmute yourself.
Amaji, start your paper.
Sir, unmute नहीं करा है अभी तक. अब किया है.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you.
Let me show the present. Okay. Are you hearing me, please?
Yeah. If you have presentation, please share your screen.
Yes. Okay, I'm sharing it. I'm sharing. Okay. Shall I continue without sharing?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Are you seeing it? Should I continue without showing it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure, you can.
Yes. It's okay. Shall I continue? It's okay. Good morning, all of you. The facilitator and all attendants. My name is Ahmed Hamza Abdullahi, presenting a paper titled Role of Agriculture on Soil Management and Climate Change Mitigation, a perspective on Sudano-Sahelian Equatorial Zone of Nigeria. Introduction. Climate change and soil degradation are considered as some of the major threats to sustainable development. Agriculture, which serves as a source of food, meat, and other economic development, has been considered environmental problems. Agriculture is a contributor to an emission of carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen dioxide, and ammonia, which are the major greenhouse gases contributing to global warming, according to IPCC 2001. Livestock farming or ruminant animals such as cattle, buffalo, sheep, and goat contribute about 80% of all emission from agricultural sector, out of which cattle alone contribute over 64%. In general, agriculture contributes about 25.5% of emission. Crop farming, on the other hand, include bush farming, bush burning for land clearance, and application of chemical fertilizer are among factors that lead to soil erosion and loss of soil fertility. Therefore, based on this, these problems may be associated. That is, the rising of methane into the atmosphere is also associated with animal rearing and crop farming cultivation. Now, based on this, the aim of this study is to analyze and see what are the impact of agriculture on climate change mitigation through these objectives. Number one, we want to examine the contribution of ruminant and livestock on climate change and identify mitigation strategy to reduce enteric methane emission. Secondly, we want to examine the contribution, of crop farming on soil degradation and identify a role of this agriculture toward promoting soil management. Method. Secondary data such as textbook, journals, and also and qualitative study approach, whereby literature on the concept of climate change, soil, and agriculture were discussed. Finding. The research identifies the following roles of livestock farming on the acceleration of climate change in the area. One, ruminant animals such as cattle, buffalo, sheep, usually emit methane through their mouths and nostrils from the process of enteric fermentation. Secondly, the process of enteric fermentation also brings about fatty acid, acetate, and butyrate, which promote the production of methane into the atmosphere. Thirdly, the study identifies that manure production by grazing animals and stored before applying into the farms were also contributed to the rate of emission of methane. And thirdly, traditional mixed farming study were also identified as among the contributors of climate change in the study area. Also, the mitigation process used by agriculture include management strategy. We can use management strategy to control this methane emission, such as improving nutrition, improve grassland management, and strategic supplementation. Secondly, we can use people can use nutritional strategy, such as plant breeding and diet supplementation. Other methods include immunization and reduction of acetogenesis. On the other hand, monocropping and continuous cropping of farming system were identified to have caused soil erosion and reduced soil fertility in the area. The farm management system that negatively affect soil structure and fertility include bush burning, use of herbicide, insecticide, and fertilizer application. The following role of crop farming in soil management were also identified. The crop rotation, shifting cultivation, use of manure, and soil degradation. In conclusion, the study concluded that livestock farming is a source of fermentation and end of 5 options as a major mitigation strategy to livestock impact on methane emissions. The study also concluded that peasant farmers in the study area also bring about, that is, peasant farming system in the study area also bring about soil erosion and decreasing in soil fertility. Lastly, the study concluded that farmers should acquire modern soil conservation skills. Thank you.
Thank you, Amaji. The livestock rearing is most important, I think, in Nigeria, in your country. What is the role of cattle rearing or livestock rearing in Nigeria?
You know, in our
Ahmed ji. Patane ji, what we should do?
Sir, I think वो उनका डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया है.
डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया है सर, उनका स्क्रीन फ्रीज हो गई है ना?
अच्छा, चलो ठीक.
जी मैम.
We experience thermally, the temperature is also soil erosion.
Oh, he's speaking. He's.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Sir.
चलो छोड़ो, ठीक है.
Should we wind up, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Or me?
Okay. Thank you very much, Professor S.C. Kalwar sir and Dr. Sandhya madam, for your keen observation and valuable remarks on each presentation. And I congratulate all the presenters for joining us. Have a great day ahead. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Patane ji and Purmi ji, for your kind cooperation and help for conducting this session.
Thank you very much, sir.